Hey everyone, it's your girl Sanj. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna have a good time, okay? Because we are gonna be talking about 3 limiting beliefs to release around dating. So, this is something I'm super passionate about because I really believe in order to have a healthy, thriving relationship, you gotta be willing to do the work. And we all have work to do, especially if you've had negative experiences, whether that's someone who you was feeling and they wasn't feeling you, or if you're someone who's prone to chasing people or putting more effort in than the other person, or even if you have daddy issues or abandonment issues, whatever it is, we all have our work to do in this area. But the good news is when you do the work and when you collaborate with God, literally a healthy, beautiful relationship beyond anything you can imagine is possible. It's so possible. So stick around if you're interested. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We have a good time over here. You might want to get a little cup of tea, okay? And we're gonna get into it. So the first limiting belief to release around dating is the idea that men suck. Y'all, clearly I'm Black, and in the Black community, we have a heck of a lot of ways of saying this. Folks is out here trifling, and that is very true. That's a part of my story. I dealt with a long string of trifling individuals, and I eventually got to a place where I started to think that that's just what it was, and everybody who approached me, it was almost like I approached them or looked at them through this lens where I was waiting for them to confirm what I already thought, that they were trifling, that they had the wrong intentions, whatever it was. But while that is true and was true for a lot of the people that I entertained in the past, what is equally true, and this is where the power is that those individuals don't represent everybody. And there are wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people out there who are not going to play basketball with your heart. So the second limiting belief to release about dating is the idea that it has to look a certain way. And specifically what I mean by this is sometimes we have, this, I don't want that. I wouldn't want it to happen that way. I wouldn't want my parents to introduce me to somebody, or, I wouldn't want to meet somebody in this particular location, or online, I want an in-person experience. And the truth is, love can happen in so many different ways, and God in particular, if you believe in God and that God is part of is who aligns us to different people and ultimately connects us to that person, you can't really put God in a box. He can't be put in a box, and he can work in so many ways. Some of you may know my story, but I met my husband on Tinder when I was trying to have a bachelorette season out here and get taken out on some dates, okay? And I was not expecting to meet anybody that I would eventually marry, especially given that it was Tinder, right? And it had this whole hookup feel. Not that that's what I was doing on there, but it had that connotation. And the Lord dropped literally my king on Tinder. The third limiting belief to release around dating is the idea that nobody wants you. Now this one I'm really, really passionate about because this was something that I had internalized because I went through a season where I was interested in people who just weren't interested in a relationship. They wanted my physical body, but they didn't want all of me, and that was internalized to me as, okay, nobody wants me. But I cannot tell you how untrue that is. Looking back, I know that it was not true for me, okay? But also how damaging of a belief that can be if you internalize that, because it'll affect the way you show up with people who are interested in you, and it will just, in general, affect the way that you show up in the world. And the truth is, you are fire, literally handcrafted by our Creator. And he wants you passionately because he's a good God like that. And there are plenty of people out here in this world who is gonna feel something in their soul, body, and pants when they see you, okay? And so something that one of my best friends, shout out to you, Asha, love her, told me when I was going through a season with this limiting belief is she was like, Sandra, everybody likes chocolate. And I was like, what? And she was like, it's true. Everybody likes chocolate. You just got to walk about the world like you believe that. And for me, that came at a time where I was in a predominantly white environment where I felt like, as a result of that, I felt just kind of like, well, I don't fit the mold of what just my peers seem to be into. And she shut that down. And when I tell you that it changed the way I showed up, okay, I may have had a little rendezvous, okay? I'm not, promoting those rendezvous. But what I say is, when you believe that you are worthy and you believe that you are beautiful and you believe that you are desirable, because you are, it will positively affect the way that you show up, and it will also attract people to you. I'm not talking about, being crazy all up in your head, but having a healthy, what's the word I'm looking for? But having a healthy sense of self-confidence is necessary, especially when you're in the dating world, because it's important to know your worth so that you don't take things less than it, and also so that you can teach people how to treat you. So I hope that these were encouraging for you. Like I said, this work, it may seem small, like, oh, I'm just changing some thoughts, but thoughts are so powerful. And so is what you speak out loud. So if you are in a situation, where maybe you and your friends are dealing with seeing a lot of the negative side of dating, I get it. I 100% get it. And I would encourage you that after you've gotten those feelings out, try to speak about it in a way that maintains hope and maintains positivity and belief in what can happen, and also belief in ultimately, sometimes it just comes down to the goodness of God, that if he created someone like you with your desires, he can also create someone who is a good complement to you, who will love all of those things. With that said, go out there and do your thing. Be sure to hit that young subscribe button, and I wish you all the best in this.